Hello all, welcome to this session. In this session, I am going to explain and practically demonstrate whether single catch block is better or multiple catch blocks are better. And if so, what is the order of the blocks? That is the catch blocks. I'm going to cover everything in this session. So let's get started. First of all, single catch block is better or multiple catch blocks are better. So in simple words, multiple catch blocks are better, guys. Okay. Multiple catch blocks are generally preferred over the single catch block. Why? Why multiple catch blocks are preferred over the single catch block? Because you can implement the catch blocks for every situation or for every type of exception. You can implement the catch block with separate implementation. So that's the reason multiple catch blocks are generally preferred over the single catch block. I'll explain this with the example. For that, I'll switch to this Eclipse IDE here. Here, guys, you see we have a single catch block, right? Here, what we have in this program is from the previous session. So what is there in this particular program? Here we have the code which is surrounded with a single try catch block. We have only one catch block. So here, this particular code may result in different types of exception. For every type of exception, we have a single catch block. What is the problem with having the single catch block? Let me show you. When I run this code containing a single catch block, but the program may result in different type of exception, different situations, but we have a single catch block to handle all the exceptions. So whether it is preferred or not, it's not preferred over the multiple catch blocks. Okay. Multiple catch blocks are preferred over the single catch block. I'm going to prove you that. So if I give 9 as a first number into the variable A here in the try block, the 9 will go into the variable B, 0 will go. The moment I press enter, what will happen? Here in this 16th line of this program, it will give you an arithmetic exception. Okay, we'll get an arithmetic exception here because you are trying to divide a number by 0. That is 9 by 0 is not possible in Java. Here we are going to get an arithmetic exception. Because of that arithmetic exception, the code will be diverted to the catch block. The code will be diverted to the, after this line, will immediately go to the catch block. So in the catch block, what is there? Here only one catch block is there. Whether you get arithmetic exception or any other type of exception, simply we are going to the catch block. In this case of arithmetic exception also, you are going to the catch block only because only one catch block is there. And here we are handling the catch block with the help of exception. Okay, we are using exception class here for handling the exceptions. So what will happen? We can simply say exception got handled. Can I say arithmetic exception got handled here? No. I cannot say arithmetic exception got handled. Why? Because in other situation, okay, in other situation, you see in this situation, arithmetic exception came. Okay, in this situation, we have arithmetic exception, but we have only one catch block. Since we have only one catch block, I have put exception here because there is other type of exception also possible. So if I write arithmetic exception here, for example, if I write arithmetic exception here, what will happen? If I say arithmetic exception got handled, if I say like this, what will happen? If I run this code, this may work this time, not a problem. If I give the inputs like 9 and 0 here, you see arithmetic exception got handled will be printed and program execution will continue. Now, the problem with the single catch block here is only one exception type you mentioned, but this particular code is capable enough in giving different type of exceptions in different conditions. If I run this code, and this time if I give different type of input like 9 and ABC, here ABC will be entered into the B, but here it cannot be entered into the B because here we are expecting a integer number, but we are entering ABC here. From the output we are entering ABC, but this particular variable B can store only the numbers. Next int can only accept the numbers, but we are entering ABC. So here we are going to get a different exception, that is input mismatch exception we are going to get. Earlier when I gave 9, 0, we were getting arithmetic exception because we cannot divide a number with 0. But this time when I gave the second number as ABC, ABC is not a number, so we'll get, in this particular 14th line itself, we are going to get input mismatch, okay, input mismatch exception, and because of which it should go to the catch block. But what is the problem with the catch block? Catch block will not handle this exception because here in the catch block we mentioned arithmetic exception, which is different from the input mismatch exception. Here exception won't be handled. You see, you're going to get this kind of problem. So if I have to use a single catch block to handle multiple exceptions, I cannot write arithmetic exception here. So in this situation, I have to put input mismatch mismatch exception in this case. In this case, I have to put input mismatch exception, hover the mouse and import it from util package, java.util package. If I run this code, so here it will handle the input mismatch exception without any problem. It got, okay, here input, I have to write it here, right? Sorry. Input, I have to modify this. Input mismatch exception got handled here. That's okay. If I run this code, now if I give 9 here and ABC here, you see input mismatch exception got handled. Execution has continued. But the problem with this single catch block is, what if the situation where you have provided input mismatch exception, and if I run this particular code and when I provide 9 and 0 here in this case, I'm getting arithmetic exception. You see, a single catch block is not able to handle both the exceptions. One way is there. I can also handle both the exception types, that is arithmetic exception and input mismatch exception, using a single catch block when I'll not provide specific exception types here. That is arithmetic exception and input mismatch exception I'll not provide. Instead, I'll provide exception class here, which is a parent of arithmetic exception and input mismatch exception. So common parent is common parent class for this arithmetic exception and input mismatch exception is exception. But the problem with this is, if I am putting input mismatch exception and got handled here, okay, if I implemented the catch block with input mismatch exception got handled here, but I am putting exception here, just see the difference. If I run the code, if I give 9 and 0, here you see 9 divided by 0, it's going to give you arithmetic exception, but we went to the catch block because exception class is there. And here what got printed? Input mismatch exception got handled, got printed. Here arithmetic exception got handled should be printed, right? But instead input mismatch exception got handled, got printed. So that is a problem, guys. Okay. If I put a common catch block for all the type of exceptions, I cannot write specific implementation. I cannot provide in the catch block. You say I can provide the input mismatch exception related implementation for the arithmetic exception, or okay, I cannot provide specific implementation for every exception. If I have multiple catch blocks, I can do that. For example, if I have multiple catch blocks, I'll write like this. If in case of input mismatch, okay, input mismatch exception, okay, if I in case of input mismatch exception, you print input mismatch exception got handled. Okay, if I write one more catch block, and here if I write arithmetic exception E. So if I'm having multiple catch blocks, I can write appropriate messages. I can implement the catch blocks according to the exception type that is getting occurred. In case of arithmetic exception, what I want to do in the catch block, I can decide. In case of input mismatch exception, what type of implementation I have to implement, I can decide. But if there is only one catch block, I cannot write separate implementations for different exception types in a single catch block, right? Only one type I have to write. And that will be incorrect for other type. So that's what is the problem. Here I can write arithmetic exception got handled. I can write. Now you see, if you have multiple catch blocks here, what is happening? If I give 9 and 0, you see you'll get proper thing got handled here. Arithmetic exception got handled. Appropriate exception, according to the exception type, appropriate implementation of the catch block has been implemented, right? Has been run. Now if I run like this, right click, run as a Java application. Sorry. Control Z. Let me run this code. If I give 9 ABC, you see input mismatch exception got handled, got printed. According to the exception type, the we have done the implementation for different exception types in multiple catch blocks. But if I have only one catch block, I cannot either put only arithmetic exception here. I cannot put only input mismatch exception here. Instead, we have to give a common parent class of both these exception types. That is arithmetic exception and input mismatch exception. What is a common parent? Exception is a common parent. Exception is a common parent of arithmetic exception and input mismatch exception. Now, in that case, I cannot write this. I cannot have separate implementation for every exception type, right? If I am providing only one catch block with exception class type here, in the catch block, I have to write exception got handled here. Whether it is arithmetic exception or whether it is input mismatch exception or any other type of exception, exception got handled. Like this, I have to provide. I cannot provide input mismatch exception, or I cannot provide arithmetic exception here. I have to say exception got handled. A common implementation I have to provide. This is what is the problem. Understood, guys? That's why multiple catch blocks are preferred over the single catch block. In case of single catch block, you have to provide a common implementation. For every exception type, the common thing, you will not get to know. In case of arithmetic exception, you see what is the problem with this kind of thing? If I run this code and if I give 9 and 0, did you get to know which type of exception got handled here in this case? If I give 9 and 0, and have provided a single catch block with exception class type, which is a common class parent class of every arithmetic and input mismatch exception in this example. You see, simple exception got handled, but which type of exception got handled here? That is not come, right? That's what is the problem. Which type of exception got handled here? That information, that separate implementation I cannot have, guys. Okay, but there is a way, guys. But there is a way to solve this problem. That is, you just try to print this e. So let's say plus e dot get message. One way is there. E dot get message. If I write like this, now run this code. Now will we get to know using a single catch block? Will we get to know which type of exception is coming? Let's see. You see, exception got handled because you are dividing by 0. At least we got some clue. Okay. At least we got some clue what happened. Right. At least we got some clue. So we can add this kind of extra things to make it better. But it's not that much comfortable like having multiple catch blocks. Okay. This way is not that much comfortable like the normal multiple catch blocks. If you are putting some single catch block, you have to adjust to it. Okay, you cannot have separate implementations for everything. You cannot have separate implementations for every exception type. If you want catch block to be implemented differently for every type of exception, then you cannot go with a single catch block. So that's why most of the people in the market, whenever they are dealing with multiple exceptions in a single program, right, they tend to provide multiple catch blocks over a single catch block. Though it is possible to handle multiple exceptions using a single catch block like this, but still the preferred version is, I am saying it is not wrong, this is not wrong, it's also fine. But the preferred version is multiple catch blocks is a preferred version. Okay, it's better to provide multiple catch blocks because there is facility. Why we don't have to use multiple catch blocks? Why we have to stick to only one catch block? Okay, that's what is the thing. Fine, that's what is the thing. So, that's the reason multiple catch blocks are preferred over, okay, multiple catch blocks are preferred over single catch block. Okay, both are good. Both single and multiple catch blocks are good, but preferred one is preferred one is multiple catch blocks. Okay, as we can have, as we can separately or separately and flexibly implement. Okay, flexibly implement catch blocks for every exception type. That is the reason multiple catch blocks are preferred over a single catch block. That you understood so far. Now, if you have multiple catch blocks, then what is the order of that particular catch blocks? Okay, what is the order of that particular catch blocks? In case of multiple catch blocks, what should be the order? So now in this session, you understood that multiple catch blocks are preferred over a single catch block. Here in this case, instead of putting a single catch block, here multiple catch blocks, arithmetic exception. Okay, here I can write whatever I want. Okay, I can have different implementation in this catch block for arithmetic exception, different implementation in the other one. I'll just write here cannot divide a number by 0. Can I write like this? For input if I write in exception E, if I write exception E here, can I write like this, guys? I cannot write this kind of statement in the catch block because what if input mismatch exception comes? There also it will say cannot divide a number by 0. That's what is the problem. That's why we cannot have specific implementation for every exception type. So that is the reason if you want to have a proper implementation here if I write arithmetic exception, this is the best way, guys. This is the preferred way, which will give more flexibility in handling the exceptions. If the code is going to provide multiple exceptions, and if I want to write for every exception type, I want to write my own user-defined separate type of message, that is not possible for a single catch block, right? So that's the reason the multiple catch blocks are more flexible and more preferred over the single catch blocks in real time. So here I'll write input mismatch exception, input mismatch exception E, and here I'll write, okay, wrong type of user input is entered. You see, this kind of thing I cannot get with single catch block. Can I have this kind of statement printed, both type of statements printed in a single catch block? That is not possible. That's why multiple catch blocks are preferred. If single catch block is there, you have to, okay? If single catch block is there, you cannot have this kind of flexibility, okay? You have to adjust to some extent. And only few common things will be possible, but not this extent we cannot make it possible, okay? So, hope guys you understood about why multiple catch blocks are preferred over a single catch block. So, what is the order of this in case of multiple catch blocks? In case of multiple catch blocks, what is the order of the catch blocks? I'm going to cover in the next session because in this session I explained more about this single and multiple catch blocks, right? I'll be explaining about the order in which we have to write the multiple catch blocks. In case of multiple catch blocks, what order in which we have to write? What is the best approach in the market? I'm going to cover in the next session, okay? So let's keep this session only for single or multiple thing, okay? So this advantage, guys. Hope you got the clarity right. If I run this code, when I say 9 and 0, cannot divide a number by 0 is coming. Okay. Cannot divide a number by 0 is coming. But if I run like 9, ABC, wrong type of user input is entered will be printed. Wrong type of user input is entered will be, wrong type of user input is entered will be printed. Right? So we are getting a customized implementation we are providing for every exception type here, and I cannot merge these two statements in a single catch block by providing exception. That is not possible. Okay, if I want to put exception e here and I have to write these two statements, is it possible, guys? Is it possible to, you know I have to write all the logic and all? That's not correct, right? Inside a single catch block, if I want to write like this, that's not possible. I cannot have this kind of implementation. Maybe I can adjust to some other levels. Okay, I can make it more better, but this kind of messages I cannot provide in a single catch block with exception because different situations, different exceptions will come. For every exception, I cannot print these two messages, right? That's not correct. So it's a good thing to have multiple catch blocks. That is the reason. This is an example, perfect example. So this is an example for having more than one catch blocks, multiple catch blocks. This is an example for having multiple catch blocks. Instead of single catch block, it's preferred to use multiple catch blocks to get this kind of facility. So that's all for this session. See you in the next session. Thank you. Bye bye.